Hi everyone, welcome back. This is Deborah, and today I'm going to be creating some tags using pieces of fussy cut. Now, as you know, I often use cardstock from scrapbooking papers to make my journals and tags and all sorts of things, and I thought that what I could do is use the bits that are left over. So I've gone through a lot of my fussy cut sheets and I've cut bits out of them, leaves and all sorts of things that I've cut out of them there. And the other thing I've done is I've pulled out some cardstock, and it's just little bits, and they're in the same box as the pieces that I've fussy cut, because I figure that I will use some of it for the bases as well. So I've got some book page and I've got some cardstock. I think I'll just put a little bit more down here actually, and I figured that that will make quite a good base, because I have quite a few fussy cut sheets in my stash, I guess because I haven't quite used them all when I've done whatever project it is that I've been working on, and therefore I need to use them up. So I'm just looking for some other base material here. All I can seem to pick up is fussy cut stuff. Here's a little bit here. I'll just pop this one on here. I barely need it actually, because I'll be cutting that down, but I will put it on. So, bit of manila folder, a few little bits of book page and scraps and other things that I've stuck onto there. And then chopping the ends off like this. Okay, that's done. And then I will just trim it to a tag shape. That part is completely optional, of course, but that's what I've done. And then on top of there, I thought I could put something. So let's just look at what I've got. This one's probably a bit too pretty to go on there. In fact, I think a lot of what I've got is quite pretty, but I'll persevere and see what I can find. I've got that letter D, that might look quite good up there. And this is just D from the dream, it was a word, and I like the D, so I cut that out. And I can pop that down there. And then I think I need something more than that though. What else have we got under here? Now I've got this. I could use it as is, but I'm going to cut this little heart thing that I've got here. This is actually just some cardstock, scrapbooking paper. I think it's Tim Holtz actually. No, actually it might be Stamperia, come to think of it. Imagine, or one of those. Yes, not Tim. He doesn't do things like this. But I like the heart with the wings on it, so this is why I'm just going to quickly fussy cut that out. I have done a lot of fussy cutting this morning to prep for this, but I wanted to just put this one here. And let's get this one down. So it's just a matter of sticking things on and seeing if you like what you've stuck on there really, because I'd want to clean up my stash a little bit. There's just a lot in there at the moment. A lot of these sorts of little teeny tiny things that I need to use or throw away, one or the other. What about this? I've got a little saying there. Might pop it there actually. It's a good place for it. So if you sit down and cut them out, if you've got similar things, then you can just sort of use them up. Now the other thing, of course, is you can use fussy cut pages from books like botanicals and things like that, birds, botanicals, bees, butterflies, whatever it is that you've got. I think that one's fine at the moment. I'll probably ink the edges of that later. I won't do it now though. I want to keep moving on and not bother you with inking edges. So this one here is probably something I can put down there, and I only really have 2 pieces of book page. I don't have much else, and if I put that under there, I think that'll be enough. Make sure that you overlap your papers when you're doing this. You don't want to have them butting up against each other. particularly if they're straight like that. It's better to have sort of a curve on them if you can. If you can't, that's fine too, but since I could, I will. And then we'll just tear this one, I think. Okay, I'm not even going to cut the bottom raggedy end off there. I'm just going to leave it as it is, but I am going to clip the corners to get that tag shape. And then what I could put on here is, in here, I quite like that typewriter that I had before. And then I've also got another flower, but that's not quite right, that one. I do have, I know I have, because I cut a whole heap this morning. I have these sorts of things. Here's a letter. There's a letter one there, and then there's a couple of others that look like that as well. Let's just flip them out. I've even got a pen, a pink pen. I don't know if I want that there. What about if I put the pen across here or up this way? I don't think the pen's going to work on there, is it? I don't want to cover that number up there either. I think that number's quite good. So that looks pretty good actually. So we'll stick this one in. Would you believe it's actually lovely and cool, and was pouring rain not long ago here in Brisbane. And of course the good news is that they've finished the lockdown. I think it was lunchtime today, although we still have to wear masks and things until mid-April, which is another couple of weeks. And look, that's fine. I'm all for it if it's going to keep the COVID at bay so that we don't all get sick. Now these leaves are just little ones that I've chopped off, and some of them came from other plants and some didn't. So I thought I could tuck some in here. So if you've got fussy cut sheets, and even if you don't particularly like them anymore, maybe you can still use them like this, and you might enjoy doing that. You might like them again. They might spark some interest in what you're doing. Because I often find that with the fussy cut sheets, there'll be heaps and heaps of stuff on it that maybe I just, I'm not going to use. So that's why I thought I'd try and use it today. But as I said, you can also cut the images from books, and I haven't done that just simply because I've got so many of these which are from this different sheets. Like this is all from, that's from one sheet. I think that's from a different sheet. So there's plenty of stuff here to keep me busy in terms of the number of bits of fussy cutting I managed to cut just from the stuff that was in the pages. I keep a tub full of pages of, leftover kind of things once I've finished doing something. I want to put this on, it doesn't want to go, so I think I'll put it here. I'm going to let that sit over the edge too. Like that. There's no reason why I should have to cut that off. I was going to cut that off too, but now I've got the leaf on that side, I think I'm going to leave it. So again, I'll ink all these up and I'll give you a look at the final product at the end. Now this one, I think that'll get down there. And once again, just tearing this around. I find that the easiest to do if it's, the paper's like that, it'll tear really easily. And then chopping the edges off. I think I will, in this instance, just cut that back too. I can't really read that word, so it may as well not be on there. Not worried that I haven't covered that there, not at all. Now I know I've got that flower, which is from the same lot. Also got this really lovely clock to see where 12 o'clock is. Try and get it up the right way. And then I've got another flower somewhere from this same range. Let me just see if I can find that. I've also got some more of those leaves. They might be from that actually. I'm not really sure anymore. Forgotten. I only cut them this morning. Not good. Oh, here, there's another flower. That definitely is from that range. Maybe I'll put that up here. I think that's quite good how I've done that. I quite like that layout. So I'm just think I'm going to pop this down as well. making sure I get my number 12, which I can never work out. 9, 10, 11, 1. Oh, there's 12 there. Just because they've put the flowers off center, it bugs me because I keep thinking that that should be 12, that they should have put the flowers on the clock at the 12, but they didn't. So now I have to just put up with that and work it out. A bit of log, a bit of leaf. Tuck that under there. And just see if I've got any other little flowers here. I can't seem to see any. I think I haven't. I do have a lot of these. I've got that big flower, and then I've got these little postcardy type things. All right. But anyway, I think that's enough on that one as well. I'm getting a little stash going now, which is great. And then with this one here, I'm actually going to put the postcards down. I'm not going to do a backing with the paper because I've got these postcards which I will put on. And I think I've got another one here. There's the second one. And I do actually have one more I've just spotted. So I think 3 would be good. So that's the first layer using those postcards, which I think are quite effective actually in terms of a tag. And I'll just chop the corners off. And now I think what will look really good is this flower because of the colouring. It's really pretty. Pretty colours, pretty flower. And what else could I pop on here to support that particular thing? Maybe that's a bit big, but I think I had some little here. Here's a little tiny envelope thing, and there's also a little one here. I've just positioned that so the bud is going off there, and I'm going to put this little letter up here, and then the other one I will put on the top part and poke that in there. And now I'll stick some more of this down so it's actually stuck. Now I found that feather I was looking for, and that just was the one that I pulled off the top of the inkwell, and the inkwell was just too hard to fussy cut around, so I'm going to put the feather up here. I think that's fine for that one as well. I think I'll move on and do another couple. So these pieces here, these are clock faces, and I figure if I put them in here, these are a 6 by 6. I'm just cutting them at the 3-inch mark. That makes quite a good tag, just like it is. Now it's got the branding on the back, so I'll have to find some paper and put on the back. Maybe this one will fit. Actually, I might go for a piece of plain manila folder on this one. I haven't got anything that's quite long enough, but that's what I'll do. I'll get another piece and put on. So those two will become 2 tags, and I'll do manila on the back of those. When I ink this up, it'll look fine. You'll see at the end. It looks a bit ratty at the moment, but it'll be fine. So this is a long skinny one, and I'll just grab what I've got to put on here as well. I'm wondering if I should fussy cut some of those bright butterflies. That might be something. But I do have this one and probably a couple more that are in that sort of same sort of thing. I've also got this, which I could put down there. Let's put that on. I think I've got a little one of that. I'm sure I had a little one of that. Nope, can't find it right now. I've got this as well, which is like the envelope thing. Maybe I'll just put these like this. Actually, I might just put the 2 of those on and then put this one up the top here. Yep, that's what I'll do. That looks quite good. So I've taken another one of these clocks and I've just quickly fussy cut round the edge, and then I'm going to put it on here, not covering it all up. So you're just going to get that little bit of it on there. There you go. I even managed to put it up the correct way, which was a bonus. But that will make quite a cute little tag within a journal. this off too. And that's pretty simple. And then I have more of the clock left over here. So I might do something else with that now that I've got that clock left over. I think that looks quite cool like that. All right. This is a piece I was just going to do like through the center, like that. Maybe I will still do that. I've got a piece of book page, so maybe I'll just put that on top and not worry about the music, because I think I've run out of that. And then with the clock, I will put some glue on the back, just because the branding is on the back. I can't really use it by itself. I have to put it onto something. And the plan was just to put that through the center like that. And then cut it. What do you think? I'm not sure I like it, but what I can do is put something sort of coming out from it. And you know, these butterflies would be perfect. Let's chop some. And so I can hide that under there like that. Let me just put some glue on the back of here. This is a different paper altogether, but I think it'll tie in quite well. I think it will come together once I get this on here. If it doesn't, then it can go in the bin. Put this blue one up here. And I think I need this green one. And I probably need a pink one as well. Got a little bit of a pink one here. The pink one will have to go on this side because the butterfly wings are little on the bottom and bigger on the top. And then I'm going to put some washi down just on there. Push that under. I'm not sure I like that yet, but I'll leave it. I won't throw it away right away. If I don't like it when I come to use it, I'll chuck it out. It was an experiment to see if it worked. And, you know, whether it worked or not, it doesn't really matter. At least I tried. So there you go. I've inked the edges of them all, and I'm just going to give you a quick look at them now. So there's that one. They look much better with the edges inked, I think. I've got my clocks. This one, I left that flower on the edge, but I did end up cutting some of these back. That's the first one I did. This one, I cut that back. I wasn't going to, but I ended up doing that. Another clock, and that one I just did then. So I'm happy with all of those. Probably not the last one, but the rest of them, I think they look really good. And then, of course, I've also got this one that I've just chopped in half that I still have to back. But these ones look good, and they're ready to use. I can put a hole in them, add some seam binding or something to the top of them, whatever it is I want to do. But all in all, I think that's good. I've used up some of the pieces of fussy cutting that I had sitting in my tub with my other scrapbook papers, so that's achieved something. And I will catch you in the next video. Thank you very much for watching. This is Deborah. Cheers.